Alright, the tree is a little off from center. It's going to be right about over in here. You do not want to cover your pretty sunrise. So your tree is going to come right up over into here. It does come down into your foreground some. So I'm again going to use this flat wash brush, and we're going to use a very dark mixture, raw umber, maybe even a little bit of black in this, because we want it to have a silhouette appearance. So we're going to pick up raw umber and a little bit of black, and again we're going to blend them on our palette paper, and we want a nice dark mixture. Add a little bit of water so it'll flow. And we're going to learn about turning your brush. This tree is going to start about down here, and we're going to come up, and we're going to turn our brush a little bit as we come up, like that. That will allow a little drip down there. Alright. We need raw umber, and we're going to pull it upward, turn your brush to accomplish these upper limbs. And you're going to pull your brush lighter and lighter, less pressure as you go up, and that will help that line to thin. Doesn't have to be perfect, because then you can pull up another branch wherever you want. These are just the basic branches. We're going to use a smaller brush to get the better lines, and that's way too thick. Alright, let's pull it down in, make it part of the trunk. Alright, I'm going to clean that brush. We've got to establish where we're going to have the base. And we're going to use a smaller, flat brush this time. I think we're going to use, this is a 10 flat shader. And we're going to use our raw umber. This time we're going to mix in a little bit of burnt sienna. It's kind of a reddish brown. And we're going to pull our branches up wherever we want them, turning your brush as you go. And that will establish where you want some of these branches, and you want them to be thinner and thicker where they come down. So this one's going to go out pretty far here. Less pressure will allow you to make them thinner. And a little water helps. And again, you're mixing you're mixing burnt sienna and raw umber. And just put these branches wherever you want to pull them out. You can look at your picture and get a better idea, but you just want to make sure that they're thicker where they're coming off from the tree and thinning down as they come up from the tree. We're just going to put the heavier ones in right now, because, and there's one that comes right over here. Has some nice little bends to it. Put the big branches in with a flat brush, and then we'll use a liner to make some thinner ones, and we'll have some foliage covering, so it's not a problem. They're not perfect. Alright, that's a good basic beginning for a tree. Alright. Alright, always clean your brush. Never leave your brush in the water. Alright, now we're going to switch to a liner brush. The liner brush is a double-aught, nope, this is a 10-aught. And we're going to be using that same mixture. We're going to be using the raw umber with a little burnt sienna in it and a lot of water. You want it nice and thin and soupy so you can twirl your brush to a point and make some of these nice finer little lines going off. They don't have to be heavy, but you need some little branches, and you release pressure when you're putting those branches out there, and as you release pressure, that allows them to come into a finer point. And you have to go back to your paint quite frequently in order to have enough on your brush. And we're just going to lay in some nice little branches. They don't have to be perfect, because you know what? We're going to put some foliage over top of them. If your brush starts dragging, always go back and get more water. And just make some support where those branches come off from the tree. And just pull off several little branches. Again, do not worry if they're not perfect, because you know what? We're going to put some leaves and foliage over top of them. Alright, and you get the idea what we're doing. We're just going to put in some nice basic branches so we can put some foliage over them. Take your time.